Hello there, you are very welcome to join this live stream. I'm Nick Hall.
And I'm Michaela from the Knowledge team.
And we're here to tell you about some of the work that the Digital Tourism Think Tank has been doing. We've been very, very busy developing heaps and heaps of great knowledge, insights and case studies for destinations around the world. And today we are here to talk about the DTDT's membership program, which is exclusively for destinations and is really, really valuable as a resource for you in your destinations. And we have a deal this August, which we're going to tell you about, which means you can get access for an amazing price if you sign up this month. So let's start off by understanding a bit more about what it is that the Knowledge team does at the Digital Tourism Think Tank. Sure. Michaela, why don't you tell us a bit more about that?
So I am part of the Knowledge team of the Digital Tourism Think Tank. As you might know, we build everyday research and knowledge for our members. And my team is focusing a lot on researching the trends and the hot topics in tourism and in destination marketing. And we really work hard on creating everyday valuable insights that might really help your destinations to become the leaders of the future. So this is more or less the work we do every day. We publish this content in our platforms, especially the Launchpad that we're going to explain a little bit in detail now. And maybe we can show our public how we work on this and what is the membership about. So the membership is something that we built for our clients to get access to these invaluable research and trends that we publish every day. So
today we're going to take a deep dive into that, and we're going to tell you about all the benefits and features of the membership program, and then we're going to really go into all of those. We have so many requests from destinations. What is it about? You know, what kind of content do you have? How can I use it? And I think in a nutshell, the membership is actually a huge resource. So it's not just for one team, it's for the whole organization. And it has different elements which will appeal to different team members, to different teams even. And so it's something that once you take the membership, it's really part of the whole organization.
Yes.
And some of our best users, the best members, have really embraced that and actually appointed a resource manager.
Exactly.
Who can then make sure that the membership is used amongst all the different teams, and that's when it really, really works well. So let's have a look at what the membership includes and just run through that, and then I will invite you and Michaela to take us into more of the detail as you're working in depth in this, even I would say living in the membership, in the Launchpad day to day. So at a top level, the membership includes a large range of different benefits. It includes a community platform, and this is actually our newest feature this month, this year. And the community platform is, it's like LinkedIn. It's a digital community of destinations. It has a feed, it has sub-communities, it has many, many different ways to connect and engage with other destinations, share posts, ask questions, and just generally get support from the wider community. So the community is really cool, and what is brilliant about the community is that you can also have your own private community for your destination as well. So that's one of our newest features, and that's what everybody gets access to, no matter what level they join the membership program.
But very important is to point out that you can really get in touch with many other DMOs that are members of the DTDT community. So you can really use the community to join the discussion, to stimulate the discussion, and also ask for feedback. If you have some doubts, you can just reach out to many other of our members that are maybe facing the same problem and ask for their feedback or suggestion.
I think some of the happiest members are those that have said, well, we have this question or we have this problem. Can you recommend or suggest somebody who may be dealing with the same thing? Exactly. And then they can post a question in the community and immediately get feedback. But likewise, they can go directly to Michaela or myself or someone else in the Knowledge team and say, hey, this is our question. And we do the research. We will find the destination that's dealing with that, and we'll put you in touch with them. So
we can give a brief example, maybe.
Yeah.
Kelsey from Visit California asked on the community how you are reporting the performance of your DMO and showing what they actually did, and they did a really great job because they created a very interactive platform to really share the performance of the DMO, and it is a way to, let's say, make a benchmarking and see how other DMOs are doing the same, and see if you're in the correct path, maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's a good example.
So perhaps jumping back to the main features of the membership, well, community is what it's all about. It stitches everything together. But we have so many more features and benefits as well. We have monthly circles and webinars, which we'll talk to you about a little bit later on. And these are effectively monthly meetup sessions virtually where we talk about different topics. We'll show you more on that later on in the demo. We also have an academy. Well, the academy is really exciting. Are we going to talk about?
I will also tell you more.
We'll talk about that later on. But it's a free 2-day event where your problems get put into the mix and we workshop them out together. So you can imagine just how valuable that is. We also have the events, which are a huge part of what the destinations have always seen as valuable from the DTDT since the very beginning. And there's 2 flagship events. There's Campus and Global. Campus is all about taking ideas into workshops and looking at trends that are happening in the market. This year we focused a lot on experience and the experience economy and how to design signature experiences. The previous year we focused a lot on content and how to work with all the different content trends that were emerging with the different social channels. Then we have Global, which is really the flagship event of the year for destinations. It's showing all of the most impressive, most relevant and most interesting topics that are affecting destinations today. So the great thing with the membership program is you almost get a sort of double whammy of these events. You have access to the live stream. So we actually are encouraging, and we've seen destinations create sort of watch parties. And this is creating a live stream room in your office with the agenda, with the schedule, and staff and teams can drop in and out and enjoy those events, even if they can't attend. Obviously, for destinations with 150 staff, we do understand that you're not going to send 150 staff to the events. But the other thing is we have up to 50% discount for our members on the events, and we have a premier program, which is like an additional program on top of the main event that's just for members. And this is
which they seem to appreciate very much.
Well, this is really cool. I mean, this is true VIP treatment. Yes. Last year we had an evening with startups. There's a lot of wine, and it was a really nice pre-event to the main event, which gave a lot of inspiration about entrepreneurship, which is of course important in everything. So that's the events. That's a big part of what we do, and that's a huge benefit as being part of a Launchpad member. You can also make the savings back in the membership just through the events because of that discount. The 12-part transformation framework, well, this has been our pet project of 2019. Well, we'll go into that later on, but what we've done is created a model for digital transformation for destinations. It's a framework, and we truly believe, because we've done this ourselves at a consulting capacity, that if you follow this framework, you can make changes to every single aspect of your organization, which is huge.
Yes.
So
there is a lot more in the 12-part DMO transformation series,
exactly,
which is connected to the framework, and I will show you more in detail.
Great. And complementing that, we have an online training program as well. So we'll talk about that later in the demo, but this is all about appointing a change manager in-house who can also bring change about. And also creating a resource for teams that need to train and develop staff, in particular people who enter a DMO and perhaps they come from another industry or sector. Then this gives them a huge, wide range of knowledge on destinations straight away. Then the Launchpad. Well, I will spend very little time on this because Michaela's going to run through this, but it includes case studies, talks, best practices and reports. It is effectively the knowledge hub of everything we do. So it's just a treasure trove of great insights. And then finally we have templates. Templates are something that has become part of what we do. We use design thinking ourselves on a day-to-day basis when we work with clients. And well, we've shared a lot of this work with all of the destinations. We truly believe that destinations can do and make the changes themselves. We only help facilitate that, and so we pass all of that knowledge, structure and material on to you. So if you want to do it yourselves, that is absolutely great. You do not need to hire consultants for everything. And then we have an add-on component to the membership program, which is a partnership with Focusrite. So if you want access to additional primary research that's produced by Focusrite, that is an option to you as a member as well. And lastly, this is something we've added, actually due to feedback from destinations. We've held a number of focus group sessions, and we created a new element in the membership, which is remote consulting. And we saw that destinations have a lot of queries. Sometimes they want our opinion on their strategy or their work, or they want some quick feedback. And sometimes that doesn't warrant entering into a new project. They just want someone with an outside view to give them some guidance. Likewise, they may want help with some of those templates. Maybe they want someone to facilitate a remote session, or somebody to research a particular area that might be valuable to them. This is all part of our remote consulting package, and full members get 8 hours of remote consulting over the membership year. And I think anybody who understands the importance of having an outside view on your work will certainly appreciate that. And I think it's also a great opportunity for destinations who perhaps have thought about, could we get some extra assistance with this or that? They will really see this as valuable.
Yeah.
And this also allows you to have the time to navigate that content together, because there is a lot of it. And sometimes destinations feel that that extra support is really valuable.
Exactly. We really want to make sure that all our members get the most useful tips and insights for their daily work. And we're here to help, of course. So this is the aim of this.
Exactly. So Michaela, shall we jump into some of the content?
Exactly.
We've been teasing them long enough, so there we go.
So we were talking about the Launchpad, which is this really huge resource. It's a library of resources. This is how I like to call it. And this is what we work on every day to create really valuable resources, reports, articles, and things that you can use to improve your strategies every day. So the Launchpad is built around 5 sections. So the first section is the best practices. So what we call best practices are actually hot topics. Maybe we can define them, the trends that are happening right now, and we work a lot on updating the older ones and make sure that every change is right on time, and we always deliver the freshest content as possible. So I will show you, if you follow my screen, an example of a best practice, which is sponsored content partnerships. And the best practices are built in a way to let you discover these topics. So we have a brief introduction, and we give examples from many DMOs who have mastered this, in this case sponsored content partnerships. And this is a topic that is really there is a trend, because nowadays DMOs really have to make sure that they create the right partnerships to build content, and sometimes it can happen through sponsorships. As you can see, we have examples from Visit the USA, who partnered with the Telegraph, and they created a series of content around the history of American music. We have examples from Visit Britain, British Airways and BBC, who partnered together to portray Britain as an appealing travel destination. We have examples from Tourism New Zealand and National Geographic that cover the journey of Manakitanga. This is a campaign that was made from Tourism New Zealand, and as you can see, you have videos, you have the description of it. So many examples. So what we really want to provide to you is a benchmarking, telling you how the other DMOs are mastering this type of content. And you have then on the left a panel that lets you navigate to the other best practices, so you can easily switch from one best practice to the other. And you have always a description, you have a fact sheet, and again, examples from many DMOs. And of course, we also provide the takeaways, so what you should learn from these topics. So going back to Launchpad, the second section is the case studies. So case studies is something that we are very proud of. I think that we are working very hard on this to deliver all the strategies and all the secrets of the DMOs that we like to visit. So what we do is we really go physically to visit the DMOs in many different parts of the world, and we make an interview with the marketing team, with the directors, and we ask them to tell us about their strategies, their campaigns, the projects. And then, of course, we create these case studies, which are actually video interviews of about 20 to 30 minutes.
I think this one, which we're about to show here, is a great example as well of the direction that we have evolved into with the case studies.
Yes. So we really focused a lot on the style of the videos. So it's not just an interview. We really want to deliver a good video interview, a good product. And of course, we interview many people inside the organization. We want to provide the point of view of all of them. So we give an introduction, who they are, what they are doing inside the organization. It's not just one person, it's mostly 3 to 4 people speaking about their projects. So you have really an in-depth video that you can watch full, or you can, let's say, save time reading the article that we produce based on the video and the interview. So we really provide a lot of links, external videos that you can watch. In this case, we are talking about the Inside Lax app and the strategies of the Lax resort in Switzerland, and how they engage their visitors through an application that has a gamification approach. And what is good about the case studies is that you have a download panel on the right, so you can really download a fact sheet that is sort of a template that summarizes the topic, and you can use also to start making your own strategies based on the topic. So this is something really handy.
I think the case studies give you just so much detail on those examples that we've chosen. And as I said before, they've really evolved. So case studies started out as interviews where we would meet destinations and find what they share really interesting. Okay. But now with each destination, we spend a full day with them. We film every aspect of their office, how they work, their different team members, as you can see here. And each destination will have a different focus in their work. So we organize the content based on those themes. So with Lax, the use of data and the approach to gamification is what really stands out. But what you get is the whole destination strategy, and you get every single perspective on that. So as we approach 2020, we're already looking at the different trips that we'll be making to get more case studies for next year. And it's just an ongoing process. We release them every single month.
And I would say, if you think that your DMO has very interesting projects to show, just call us, and we're very happy to come and visit you and create a case study, because this is also important to say. We always want to make sure that we have really innovative projects to talk about.
Exactly.
So this is an example, another example you can find in the Launchpad. So I would like to go to the next section, which is the talks. Very important section, I would say, also one of the central points of the Launchpad. The talks are the videos from all the keynote speakers of our main events, and not only our events, because we are starting also to collect keynote presentation from other events in tourism and in destination marketing. So what you find in the talks section is all the talks from DTDT Global and DTDT campus, and also the recording of the circles, which I will talk about later, our webinars. So you really have a lot. It's more than 150 talks you can find. We have an example here from Dubai. Dubai was a guest at our DTT Global in Helsinki last year. We have Hursh talk.
Good morning,
Hursh
everyone. It's truly an honor to be here.
talking about how they attracted and engaged with the upcoming market, like the Chinese market. So what is relevant to say about the talks is that on the download panel on the right, again, you can download all the presentation. So if you can't make it to the event, or you can see the live streaming, you can watch all the content from our keynote speakers afterwards that are published on the talk section, and also have access to the presentation.
So for example, at the recent campus event, talks, that's a great reference. And again, it's very similar to the case study in that she talks about every aspect of what Destination Canada are working on and the journey they've been on. And so what she shares is just really, really valuable and insightful if you're a destination that's that wants to learn from a best practice like that. And there's just so many, as you said, 150
Yes.
talks. It's just so valuable, I think, for people who don't always get the chance to see what every other destination is doing.
Yes, and very important because we provide this consulting time included in the membership, since there is so much content and it's sometimes difficult to find the right content for your own purposes. You can ask us and we will tell you and point out to the right links to the right talks that we know by heart. So make sure that you browse through the content, but also ask us, and we're always here to help if you're interested in a specific topic. So this again was the talk section. Now I would like to switch to the reports. Maybe we can talk about the transformation series.
Yeah, well, as we said before, very, very exciting. We started working on transformation now for a good 4 years. We actually started the idea of destination transformation back at the Innovation Campus in Barcelona before you were even here, Michaela. And it's been a theme that we've been developing ever since. And, we understand that transformation goes beyond digital. And I think this is really where the idea for the transformation came from. We started out, many years ago now, just focused on digital. But as we saw all of the problems and challenges and needs of digital depend on the values, depend on the product, depend on the industry. And so you cannot, and also even depend on how the teams within the organization collaborate and work.
Exactly.
So you cannot succeed in digital unless you take everything into that with you.
So it's a sum of very important elements that have to be worked on.
Exactly.
Really hard.
Yeah.
So how can we help the DMOs with the transformation?
Well, I guess there's two approaches. One, we go into destinations and we actually run and deliver a full transformation process. This can take anything from 1 month if we do a short part of that, to a whole year if we want to audit, analyze, bring all the teams together, run multiple workshops and change everything. And this is something we love doing. It's very rewarding work, and it's very rewarding to see the change that you can bring about. But of course, as we said before, a lot of destinations would like to, and I think we would even encourage them to do that transformation themselves if they have the human capacity internally to do that. And that's where we say, well, actually, we also give you the tools to do it yourself. We believe that's a really important aspect of being a great organization, a great team, is having a really wide set of competencies in-house to do that.
Exactly.
But perhaps with a little bit of help. So that's where this comes in.
So this is why we decided to create reports that are actually not just the report in itself, is a whole pack of resources that are launched every month. Throughout 2019, we are launching every month a report based on the specific topic of the transformation. There are 12 points of the transformation. So in the report section, of course, you can get access to these resources, and I would like to show you one example of report and resources pack. So what is it about exactly? So this is stage number 3 of the transformation, is product and experience. As you might already know, and we also said before, products and experiences are something that are really important for a destination. You have to focus on that and make sure that your visitors are attracted by the products and experiences in your destination. Of course, the report is downloadable. It's a PDF you can download on the right, as the former examples. And so you have a collection of theory talking about products and experiences, and how to work with your partners inside the organization, how to exploit ambassadors to promote the destination experiences. And then of course we make a selection of case studies and talks that are relevant to the topic. And in this case, in this report, you have examples from Visit Dallas, Dolomiti, Paganella and Val di Sole, Visit Stockholm, Lax, Visit Ljubljana, Visit Jersey, Banff, and so on and so forth. And this is not the end of it. We create for every stage of the transformation templates, as we were talking about before. We use design thinking, and we really think that the template are the key to start your transformation. So I will give you an example of a template. In this case, you have an explanatory video of how to use the template. You have a description of what is the template about, a preview, and you can download it on the right as a PDF, or you can access to the template version with Mural application.
Which is really cool. And
really
I think,
cool.
well...
You have a preview from this video
exactly.
actually, so as you can see, we really make the most out of Mural, and we love it because it's a collaborative tool. We can all work together at the same time, and this is something that we really suggest for our DMOs. In a collective and collaborative effort, you can use these templates to work on your strategies, and this is very important because when you have a tool like this, it makes it easier and more interactive, and maybe helping you a little bit more to create your strategies. But if you don't have Mural, of course, you can download the PDF, and you will have this sort of canvas that you can print in a big format. You can use it with your team members, put it on a wall, and invite them to use sticky notes and write on the templates. So we think that this is really the best approach to start working on your strategies in a really big effort with all your team.
Exactly, and actually we, at a consulting level, when we advise destinations, we do both. So we often go to destinations. We do less and less now. We print because obviously we've got to be more conscious of, waste and things like that. But we have done sessions where we print huge worksheets, and we have teams working, maybe 4 different teams, working on concepts and ideas. And we've really seen destinations take those and actually build them and develop them further. So it's a really valuable part of, collaboration.
Exactly.
But also with Mural, doing it remotely, it's also great, and we ourselves use Mural to work on our own ideas, and when you do that really well, you can really achieve great results. We actually have also a case study that we filmed with Mural.
Exactly, yeah.
So they're also partners, and we really would say this is a great tool to get into, and it's really brilliant that we've made this integration with all of our material.
And we're big fans of sticky notes, but it's very important to become sustainable. And for this reason, we really suggest to become more virtually savvy, tech savvy, and use it virtually. So.
And the great thing about kind of workshopping ideas with Mural is that it lives on, so it stays. It's something you can go back to and work from. Whereas when you work with stickies and ideas on walls, which is great, they tend to be gone forever once the day is over. So this is a big difference in working.
So let me go back to the transformation series. As I said, we develop templates. So in every stage of the transformation chapter, you have also a collection of these templates that you can access always from the right panel. And what we developed also together with the reports and the templates is an online learning course and an Asana project template that you can import into your Asana workspace. So let me show you how this works. If you're an Asana user, you can get access to a template. In this case, we have different tasks that you have to work on to follow your own transformation. And you can import it into your workspace, so you can really click on each task, and when you're done with it, you can just tick it and mark it as completed, and you can proceed to the following task. Of course, every month is different. You have templates to download, you have an explanation again, so you can really work on your transformation on a task list in a very structured way.
And then within each task, so let's say you're going to work on creating niche experiences, you then within that have the subtasks to be done. So that in this case would be actually printing or deciding on the format for the material, getting a communal space, getting everyone together. And so it really takes you through step by step everything that needs to be done. And if you're going to run and deliver this, work on this as a project, well, we've basically done all of the hard work in project management for you, where every little step, which is obviously important, is set out there. So in any project, somebody needs to decide who's going to call the team together, who's going to book the space, who's going to lead the workshop. All of these are set out as tasks, and you just need to assign and date them.
Exactly.
So we've got that times 12, and within each we have anything from 5 to 15 or 20 different activities that you can do. And of course, you don't have to do everything. So we give you everything. You can remove and just work on the ones that you want to work on. So it's really there for you as a resource. Probably we should say that Asana is, we live by Asana. So I think there's not a single task, project or idea that doesn't go into Asana, that isn't discussed in Asana.
We're not going to show our internal Asana because that would be too much.
And that
would
be confidential. But we have everything there. So even producing a report or even a project board like this, we would have a conversation on Asana. We would say who's going to do it, what date we're going to do it, and we deliver based on that. So it's a great tool. Some destinations will be using other tools like Trello or Jira. If that's the case, you can still work with this. It's free up to 15 users. You can work with it and replicate that into your own tool, or you can export it and import it into your own tool. So there's many different ways to work with it.
Exactly. So let me go back to the reports. Of course, you have all the stages of the transformation, but there is even more. There are more reports that we published throughout time. For example, another one is blockchain, a guide to how to transform travel with blockchain. You have really an in-depth analysis and explanation of the topic, and you can download the report on the right. There is really more. So I invite you to go on our website and really discover which are the reports that you can get access to if you become a member.
I think what we can definitely say is that the transformation series has been such a success. It's been so in-depth. I think we've never produced a series of reports which have so many levels of detail, so many levels of use, from a report which is interesting to read, through to an online learning course, through to an Asana project management template, through to a design thinking process. So you really got everything. What we will be doing in 2020 is embarking on a new series, a very relevant series. We can't reveal it yet.
Yes.
But this will help you with the next phase of destination marketing and the sort of challenges that destinations are facing right now and in the future. So the series continues.
The series continues, but in the meantime you can have a preview of how the report looks like. So as I said before, reports are a mix of theory and explaining what is the topic about, but then of course it's a collection of case studies and talks. You have frameworks you can download, you have examples from many different DMOs worldwide, and most of all, as I said before, really point out to the relevant case studies and talks that you can find on the Launchpad, and why we are suggesting these for your view, and of course why they are relevant with regards to the topic. Apart from this, as I said, you also find the templates. So let me scroll down a bit. So you have a description of the templates. You can get access from these buttons to the actual page of the Launchpad, where you can download the PDF, or you can access to the mural template. And lastly, as I said before, we always have an Asana template. And the last thing that I wanted to introduce to you is the online learning, because it's something that we started this year, and we really want to explain the 12-part transformation methodology through an online learning program that is made of...
I'm the teacher of, by the way.
Nick is the teacher.
Which is fun. So if you do sign up and follow the transformation, I'm really sorry, but you will be seeing a lot more of me.
A lot of me.
There's a lot of great material in between all the lessons as well.
Exactly. So if you become a member, we'll give you all the information to access the online learning course, which is of course included in the membership from the council tier. Later we will explain all the tiers of the membership, and you can get access to the online learning course according to the stage of transformation from the report page. So let me show you how the Destination Transformation online learning course looks like. So it's a collection of 12, of course, online learning courses. You can get access to them and really follow the video lessons, which are explanations of the theory you find in the report and additional tips and tricks. And I will give a preview of course number 3, Product and Experience. So you have a video lesson explaining, of course, the concepts, the theory behind. In this case, we're talking about brand, product, and audience alignment. Then you have very important extracts from these case studies and talks, but really selected. So you get to see up to, let's say, 7 minutes of video that is really relevant for the topic. And from here you can also download the templates, so understand in which phase of the online course these are good to work on. And last, of course, you can test your knowledge. Since this is an online course, it's very important also to have quizzes.
I think it's worth saying that the tests are actually quite challenging.
They're challenging.
So this is good. So if you fail the test, you just have to revisit the content, and it also prompts you to really think carefully about the decisions you have to make. And ultimately this is about making the right decisions and making sure that when you follow this you have the right grasp and understanding. So it's I would say this is particularly useful for 2 purposes. If you want to go through a transformation process or revisit some aspects of the holistic strategy of the organization, the values, the product, the brand, content, market, the performance, and everything else, then appointing an internal change manager to follow this through and to decide which things to workshop with your team, which ideas to introduce, and to be that change manager is really valuable. It's like an internal consultant. This will guide them through that process, so they have a structure. The other use, which is very different, but I think it will deliver the same results, is when you have a new person that's starting in your destination. If they follow that, that's the perfect onboarding process, so they understand what sort of challenges and what sort of things destinations are working with. Everything, in particular things like the visitor cycle, they have a really good understanding of that. And if they come from another industry, or perhaps they are not that experienced, this gives them a really good introduction, and by the end of that they should have a much better understanding. We have now started to also do this ourselves with people who join our team, and it's great to see within a week of working in the organization they have really strong ideas about the importance of consistency in messaging and the importance of being very clear about your values as a brand. So this is definitely something where you will see great results from new members of your team.
Exactly. So enough of the online learning course. We don't want to reveal too much. I would just switch back to the Launchpad. The last section is, of course, the templates that we already talked about. You can always load more, click on the load more button to discover all the templates that we discovered. The first ones, as you can see from the nice colors, are following the 12 stages of transformation series. But there is a lot more if you go and scroll to the bottom. There are really many templates. So we range from using data and how to maximize the use of data for your strategies, to the content, to identifying your personas. We developed, this is probably interesting to see, a customer persona card that you can use as a template to really identify your personas and print them out, put them on the wall in your office, and make sure that everybody knows your personas. So that's it, more or less, for the transformation stage. And I would like to talk about the circles, which is something that we mentioned at the beginning. So what are the circles?
Well, the circles are monthly gatherings of destinations. We run different topics every month, and we invite destinations to join those and share their ideas, share their experiences. Really, it's a big conversation with destinations. But we also now provide a summary of a particular topic and point you to really interesting examples as well. And so each circle has a theme or a topic, and it's open only for members. And within each circle, I think it's fair to say, we give a pretty strong and complete set of ideas on that topic. And so if you really are quite limited for time, joining the circles will allow you to take just the very, very, very best of the membership, of the Launchpad, away, and have just in under an hour, have a whole set of ideas and examples on each topic that you can just take away. So if you want just a quick top up on a topic, this is the best way to get it, but it's also a great way to come together and share ideas. So we have a schedule for the rest of the year. So maybe you want to tell us a bit about the last one and then the ones that we have coming up.
So the one of August that we had on the 9th of August was about strengthening your destination brand. It will be available very soon as a recorded webinar and with the slides that you can download. We talked about the DMOs that went through a rebranding journey, such as Puerto Rico, Visit Jersey, and Ticino tourism. So we talked about the brand and the role of the brand, but of course there is a lot to talk about, and mostly we want to provide examples of the best DMOs that went through this rebranding journey. The next circle will be on the 27th of September, live from the DTDT Academy, which I'm going to explain in a bit. We are gonna live stream from this event, this 2-day event that is exclusively for our members. And apart from this, the upcoming ones, in October we're gonna talk about creating content through partnerships. In November we're gonna talk about ambassador and signature experiences, very important. And at the end of the year, to close 2019 with a very big statement, we're going to talk about the most debated questions in tourism. So we're going to provide some answers to these questions, and also based on what we're going to discover and figure out from DTDT Global.
Yeah, so personally I'm really excited about these topics. So I always say, if I find the material we use useful, and if I find it valuable, I've been in this industry for quite a long time, so sometimes you have that fatigue of, I've seen that, I know that, I think I'm aware of that. But if I find those useful, for me that's the test. Yes. Then we always try to design things with a user perspective. You should do things with a visitor perspective as a destination, and think of things from a customer's perspective.
Exactly.
And running a whole company, also I have limited time. For me, this is great because I can just take away so much, and it reminds me of just how many great examples there are on all these different topics.
Exactly. And it's very easy to take part in the circles. If you are a member, we're going to remind you with a newsletter, but you can connect to thinkdigital.travel/circles, and you can click on join circle and fill in a form, and then we will send you a confirmation of the participation. Enough for the circles, but
finally. I say this very genuinely.
It's already a lot of things to digest at this point.
Yeah, but I think that the biggest value, and for the inaugural year, the Academy is free of charge for members. We are bringing a new kind of event. It's a large workshop, I think we can call it, which is right here in Canterbury, where the DTDT is based. Canterbury in England, famous for Canterbury Cathedral and
the Garden of England.
And the Garden of England and Canterbury Tales.
Ah, yes, true.
And it seems, it has a very, very successful tourism industry already. And, well, we decided to host destinations and show them where we are, where we live, where we work, and also work on their problems in our home. So why don't you tell us a little bit about the concept and the format?
So the concept behind the DTDT Academy is that we really want to help our members to define their challenges and work on their challenges. These challenges can be anything from dealing with office problems, working with colleagues, or even bigger challenges like finding the right content creators for your destination brand, for your campaigns. So we had this idea of bringing them all together to work all together on these challenges, following a 5-step methodology that can be actually applied to any challenge, any issue or problem you might encounter in your daily work. So we decided to invite all our members to Canterbury, as you said. So on the 26th and 27th of September, we're going to organize a 2-day session on how to solve these challenges. And it's focused on problem solving, we can say. And the focus of it is also to apply the right methods like design thinking and agile working, and really come together with the DMO with the community, and apply these tools and methods for problem solving. So I would like to invite actually anybody of you can click on the submit your challenge button that you can find at thinkdigital.travel/academy.
Even if you're not a member, you can submit your challenge.
Exactly, this is a very good point.
Yeah.
So from our website, if you click on Academy and you click on this challenge, submit your challenge, you can actually tell us what's your challenge at the moment, and we can then make the participants work on it, or you can come and work as a participant of the DTDT Academy and find really the best way and approach to solve this challenge. So this is the form you should fill. If you want to become a member, of course, you can fill it in and say, I want to become a member and participate in this amazing event.
And it only takes a couple of minutes to submit your challenge. We already have some great challenges sent to us, so we are excited to work on them. And I think, more than anything, this is not about us solving your challenges. This is about peer-to-peer problem solving.
Exactly. And there's not only workshops, there's also nice leisure activities.
As you can see with this video.
That we're gonna propose to you, but this is a surprise. We can't say anything, but Canterbury is really a nice city, and it would be very nice to have everybody joining us, but unfortunately, or fortunately, it's just for members.
And it's just limited to 40 places.
40 places.
So if you want to join, you have to join quick. And, Canterbury is pocket-sized, so the beauty of this is you're actually not going to a big city, you're going to a mini campus, if you like, where you will really get the chance to network and spend really quality time with a small group of people who are there to problem solve.
Exactly. So maybe we can switch back to our membership page and...
Yeah, let's talk about the different options. This is where we talk about the levels that we have. So The membership is divided into 4 levels. There's Network, Transform, Consult, and Intelligence. So to give you a quick summary of what each level includes, the network level includes access to the community. It includes access to the circles and webinars that we send every month. It includes a small 15% discount on the events, and it also includes access to the live streaming of those events through the community. And lastly, we send member insights, and we send snippets of case studies, so you have a regular stream of interesting content being sent your way. This is really, really affordable. This is only $850 per DMO, so it's almost a kind of no-brainer that this is obviously great value, and just with that small fee you get access to, the events on their own are already hugely valuable if you stream them into your own offices. The next level is the Transform level, so that includes everything from network plus access to the online learning program. So if you want to, as we said, have an internal change manager go through a process and have access to all that material, or have a great onboarding process for new staff, upgrading to that level is really great, and it's going to give you that. Then everything we've shown you in terms of the cases, the talks, the best practices, the templates, the remote consulting hours, which is obviously really valuable, and also being able to get a much bigger discount on events, so 50% premium and VIP upgrades, free attendance to the Academy, which is big as well, and also the ability to extend that access, and this is kind of underplayed, but you can extend that access. It's not just for 1 or 2 people, or it's not even for a marketing team. It's access that you can extend to, if you're an NTO, you can extend it to every single market office around the world. So, for example, if you're a destination, I won't name one actually, but if you're a national tourist office and you have a US market, Brazil market, China market, you can basically give all of them access, and we will onboard all of them. It's really good value. Likewise, if you're a regional DMO, we will extend access to all of the local DMOs in that region. So obviously local DMOs have their own specific needs and challenges, and so they will all get access as well. So whichever level you're working at, you will be able to extend access and give the gift of membership to all of your members or all of your overseas offices. This month, we have a really, really great deal on this. To take the membership for the rest of 2019, we're offering that at just €995. So I don't think I need to say anymore. It's actually cheaper than the level below. So it's really good value, and that is our August deal. And it's only available until the end of August 2019, so 31st of August.
Hurry up.
You're going to save €2,255 by taking that, and that's just a really great membership value.
What is the full price for this?
The full price, if you decide you want to join on the 1st of September instead, is $3,750. That's a 12-month membership price then. Or if you want to enroll for next year, it's $3,750. So also great value. When you consider everything you get, I think we don't need to sell that anymore. And lastly, we have the intelligence tier. So if you do want access to that Focusrite research, speak to us and we will discuss with you your needs and what kind of research you would like to have as part of that from Focusrite. We have 10 selected reports that get included in that, and that's a heavily discounted price on the rate you would normally pay by going directly to Focusrite. So that's a rate that we've negotiated for destinations. Also great value.
So how can people get access to this if they want to become a member?
Well, I guess the best way is to go to the thinkdigital.travel/membership, click on the August deal. You will get the August deal by completing your details and ordering, and you're good to go. So that's probably the best way to take the deal. Time is running out, so we would encourage you to do that before you forget, or do that before the month is up.
You can even click on the blue button of our chat and start a conversation with us, and we will be with you very soon.
And I think just probably to end on the level of support, we really want to guide you through the process. So 2 things we do, but more than 2 things. When you join as a member, there's an onboarding process with your team. Michaela will take care of that whole process from the beginning. And we also work to appoint some kind of resource manager at the destination who will be the first point of contact. So we work with you to make sure that the right people use the right material, and that's a very customized process. We also then enroll you on the community and everything else and set up your own private community, so you have your own internal network for the destination. And the chat that Michaela just showed there is also always available to members. So if you jump into the chat and you say, hey Michaela, I'm looking for something on destination brands, she will get back to you normally within 5 minutes and try to help you out and point you to different content. So you pretty much during office hours always have first point of contact. It's very easy to ask for support or guidance or advice, and we're always there for you. So we would definitely encourage you to do that.
Exactly. So what is left to say?
I think that pretty much concludes the today's demo.
So go to thinkdigital.travel/membership and you can find all this information right handy for you.
And I guess that leaves us to say thanks for joining. We look forward to connecting with you, and we look forward to welcoming you as members and joining the DTDT community.
Yes. Thanks you very much. Thanks, Nick.
Bye.